Hi folks, Dr. P here, and I'm going to give you my personal guide for online behavior for game developers and designers who want to try to avoid too much controversy and too much angst. It's a minefield out there, and there is only, as Aristotle says, there is only one way to avoid criticism. Do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. If you've actually had a game that you've designed or developed published, and you go online to social media, the experience can be rough because it's an unreasonably harsh world. And a lot of people will say things that could hurt your feelings. So here's a summary of my advice, and I'll go through them one by one. The first thing is tell the truth. Truth is the best protection, though it's not perfect in these days of truth relativity, you might say. If you waffle, if you slip in little white lies or big lies, you'll be found out. Maybe not now, maybe later. Of course, some people will also reject whatever truth you do speak. And Mark Twain once said, "The truth has no defense against a fool determined to believe a lie." And we see that all the time in politics these days. Twain also said, "Always do right. This will gratify some and astonish the rest." That's how I try to behave anyway. You have to have a thick skin. If your feelings are easily hurt, you should avoid engaging with people online. People will say hurtful things without even thinking about it online that they might not say in person. Too many people suffer from Dunning-Kruger effect. They think that they know a lot about something, in this case game design and development, that they are actually clueless about. The people who do know something are the ones who aren't sure that they know everything because they have some wisdom in them, so to speak. Don't joke online. Look where it got James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy fame, even though the joke was many years ago. He was fired by Disney until Disney decided they really needed him, of course. It's too easy for jokes to be misunderstood, which is a sign of the times. And some people have no sense of humor. And I have the feeling there's more of that, the lack of a sense of humor nowadays than in the past. But that's just an impression. Avoid sarcasm. Sarcasm is a tool of the weak in any case, but it's also very hard to pull off online. Even if you say you need a sarcastic font before you start, it's just don't risk it. It's even easier to be misunderstood when you use sarcasm than when you joke. Some things don't work online. This is one of them. Some people say, "I'm offended." People are offended by a lot these days. Some are offended by anything they don't like or don't agree with. That's their problem. You are not responsible for their offense. And if you try to avoid offending, you'll never get anything substantive done or said. Offense is usually taken, not given. Of course, sometimes people deliberately try to give offense. But aside from that, the offended person is usually offended because of their problems, not because of what you said. But they'll still be pissed off at you. That's just the way life is. You'll run into know-it-alls, people who think they know a great deal more about whatever they're interested in than anyone else. And people who are offended by any disagreement with them. I even encountered one woman who thought that disagreeing with her constituted sexual harassment, and she would immediately block people, whoever it was, this was on Twitter. Don't lose your head. You can't let yourself get mad or undisciplined in any way. Even if you're a freelancer, so you don't have to worry about embarrassing your employer, which is a big worry, anger is too likely to end badly for you. The greater internet fuckwad theory applies, which is anonymity plus audience plus online equals fuckwad. and you're most likely going to encounter FWs, whatever you do. Perhaps some more than others, depending on how you go about it and who you are. So use your head. In today's climate, there's much more negativity than positivity. That's too bad, that's sad, but that's the way it is. Thanks for listening.